Actually, I
is
didn't
like,
have the chance to read it yet. This is from, I think we send sex positive families as a account on
yes,
Instagram to follow, and this is one of their books.
also the website maybe.
What? Oh, the website.
Yes, I think they have a website as well.
Yeah, it might be. Um, she's um she's the founder of Sex Positive Families. Her name is Melissa Pinter Carnage, and she wrote two books. One is about sex education for children, and this one is specifically on puberty, and this is named Growing Into You. Okay, I bought it in United States, and I didn't have the time to read it yet, but I think it's pretty cool because she's really good. So this is the first that came up to my mind because I have it here. If I can't show you my pile of books that I have here next to me because I'm kind of embarrassed, but I have many, so I just had this one here. But if any one of you has more, any other book or any other contact that comes to your mind, you can add to the Padlet so that it can be shared and everyone can access to it. Otherwise, if you have a name or some ideas right now, please share it as well, of course.
I was thinking about that. I don't know if it's like an Italian association, but okay, so it's an Italian association. The name is Scosse. Maybe I write that into the chat. And they are working about like a catalog, is the English word, okay, of books for I think like not teenager, but maybe they can be used for teenager as well. So like for children, related specifically to like sexuality, bodies, relationship and stuff. So this like is a whole catalog of books. Is like always updated. And there is like a website. The name of the catalog is Fammi Capire. In Italian is like let me understand in English. And there are books that are not just in Italian because they are trying to really collect all the title of the books for everyone to have the possibility to talk about this in classroom with children. So you can also find like French titles, I remember, also Greek books. So a lot of stuff, actually. Maybe I'm going to later, maybe I'm going to write that into the chat and then maybe add to the Padlet. And it's like always updated. So for example, like some books that were super good 20 years ago, maybe right now they are not that good anymore because maybe there was a lot of binarism. And so they are always working on this.
This is really something really important that you just said, Ira, because most of the books that I've studied on, they're horrible. Like they're terrible. Like I remember that the school that I was attending for like a sex school, like it's not a sex school, it was a sexologist school. It's not sex school. Every month they were giving us a book to read and review. And every month I was like, what the fuck is what? No. I was like, no. So I was writing all these reviews to say like, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is too old. Like, what are you giving us to study? And I always got the best grade. So they enjoyed my reviews actually. So that was good. But yes, Ire, that's really important. That's why, for example, this one here that I was showing you, I'm 100% sure that is well made, in that sense, that doesn't have a binary mindset, and it's written an inclusive, shame busting, get real guide to your changing body and mind, I think that for the first question that you ask yourselves, like, which are the concrete tools to share and to use with the person that who has disability. I think it depends a lot on the role that you have, like the work that you're doing with that person and the role that you have in their life. Because I think that, because the first thing that came up to my mind when you were sharing this, it was that the first thing to do, the most important thing to do, is to create a space, a safe space for them to be with. For example, the way how you're talking about it with the group of peers that this person is with, and how to manage because the sexuality part, I think it's intimate part, and unless the person is not addressing you with the specific question, it's hard to start a conversation about it. So I would probably say to stay more on the general part, like as you were saying, like consent and communication, to value their body and their experiences. And the same thing, I think it's important to do with the group of peers and the people this person is with. I don't know if you either have other points of view about that, but I think it's not that easy to, in my opinion, to say, okay, you do this and that, because it depends a lot on the role you have with this person. Are you like how do you say, insegnante di sostegno, like support teacher for them, for example, or are you a sport coach? Or again, it depends on the disability. So it's a specific topic that I think it's not that easy to address. That's why it's common that it's a little bit more difficult, to understand how to address this topic as well.
Something that, I don't know, always help me when maybe I'm engaging in a conversation which I don't feel I have like practical tools to be in it, or to be like some kind of help or support, could be literally to look for tools together. There is like internet, there is like social media, there are people who share their experiences. So I think one of the, I don't know, if you are in a situation or in a conversation in which you feel that you could have maybe like an educational role, it could be useful to, I don't know, literally go on Instagram or on YouTube and look together for people who talk about this. Okay, so to see if I don't know, the person you're talking with relates with what you are finding maybe on internet, because I think that finding a place that is like online or offline could be better maybe, but where you can see your experiences, it could be like super useful. So to look for someone who talks about this together.
Specifically on the kind of disability that you are looking at.
Yes, of course.
For example, autistic people, people that are in the spectrum of the autism, they are experiencing different kind of difficulties, And I don't know if I told you about that already, but I read the book, one of the few books that I liked from school, from sex school, and it was about autism and sexuality. It was really well written, because it was from the point of view of the mother of an autistic kid, and plus she was a nurse, and she was specialized in sex ed. So she wrote this book like step by step, how to build sex education specifically for children and kids and young people with this kind of severe cognitive disabilities, or because they are specific problematic areas that you need to address. So it's hard to do like, oh, these are like talking in general, because there are specific ways based on the specific kind of disability that you're working with. So what Ida was suggesting, it's actually a great great help to go and find some content that is addressing that kind, or even, for example, contacting a professionist who is specialized in the kind of disability that you're looking for, because there are no enough like a specific answer. I'm sorry, I said so many times the word specific, but you know, you know what I mean. And I'm sorry I can't give you a more like a better answer to this, but it's hard to give a general answer to this. Is there anyone that would like to add something from what we've just said? Like, we can talk about it like horizontal. Okay. So moving on to for once we're gonna finish on time, guys. Incredible. Moving on to group number 3, that I guess it was on was it on communication, self-expression, and connection, right?
I think I put, maybe there were like 2. I put consent and communication, because like communication, self-expression, and connection, and consent and communication had the same like percentage.
Okay.
So I think I put the other one with the 13%. But I mean, there was like communication as well. So I think.
Okay, from group number 3. You know, guys, we are talking about you because in the okay, Sarah, thank you so much for everything you shared. Thank you. We are talking about this group, afternoon group, because you are the ones who are actually like, it's an interactive group, you know, it's something that we like a lot. And in the mornings is not the same. It's harder to actually get in contact with the class. So for us, it's something that we don't give for granted, and we really thank you for that. I wanted to share something with you. I don't know if it's really probably not really, it doesn't have really anything to do about what we are talking today, but last week I went with my collective. I have a collective of sex ed in Prato that is called Revulva, and we were called in a high school during I don't know which is the name of assemblea. Okay, so it was like a group, a kind of a group activity by students, because it's the only way we can enter schools right now. It's if we are called by students. And so it was 2 hours, and it was around 22 students, and we were in a circle, and we passed this box for anonymous questions, because they were so shy, guys. Oh my God, it was so hard to talk about things. They were so shy. I was asking questions and nobody was answering, like nobody. So it was like kind of but we made it. Anyways, this is not the point. The point is that there were 3 male students, and all of the rest were female students. And I'm not joking, on 22, there were 19 questions, all the same, and it was, is it true that the first time is painful? 19. So all the female students ask for, is it true that it's so painful the first time? And the 3 male students, they asked, it was them for sure, that's why I am able to understand who did what. They were like, can you address how do you say, like porn addiction and masturbation, like addiction? And so we had, like, me and my colleagues, we were there, when we got out of the school, we answered to all the questions, and when we got out, we looked to each other. It was like, wow, it's 2026, and all the 3 male students ask about basically porn addiction, and all the female students ask about, still in 2026, is it true that the first time it's so painful? All of them. For me, was shocking. Like, if I had the luck to have 2 like easygoing people that were there to answer to any of my questions about sex, can you imagine when you were like 16, 17? The only question that they asked was like, is it true that it's so painful? For me, it was really shocking. I don't know if any one of you that is working in high school or is working with adolescents or get any other feedbacks than that. For me, it was, I was like, seriously? Like, isn't it shocking for you? I don't know. For me, it was, I don't know. I just wanted to share this because I'm not used to work. I work a lot with the parents and caregivers, and we go in high school sometimes, but it's not something that we do so often with my collective. So for me was, pretty shocking that 19 girls on 19 asked me just that. And so whatever, sorry, this is what not really.
Relationship with social media is a huge thing because they have given and are giving access to a lot of information, and a lot of people are literally have their lives saved through social media, and that is a fact, 100%. At the same time, social media are like are born in a neoliberal system. So they are built in a specific way, the algorithm works in a specific way, and they are set for working in a specific way. So I remember, like, when I was taking some lesson in a master, they were talking specifically also about this, that we always maybe feel that we have we are responsible because of our bad use of social media and stuff, and we have like the guilt on us because we don't use them in the right way. And the thing is that there is no right way to use it because they are tools built in a specific way, in a specific system. So it's like this topic as a really like complex level of conversation. And in fact, I'm happy that this came up today because in the other like 6 meetings that we are going to have, we are going to talk about internet. So this is like super useful because working with teenager, like, we have to know how to deal with it, like, in general. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up.